Why does Nashville have to be this way? Look, if you're considering moving to Nashville, you may very well love it here. But if you want to know what makes me angry about living here, I'm not going to hold anything back. From the parties to the parking to one bonus detail I'll share at the end that irks me on a daily basis. I've got a bone to pick with Nashville, and I'm getting started right now. Now, what doesn't make me angry about living in Nashville is how hot the job market has been here and how it has allowed my family to flourish financially, which led me to the career I have today. My name is Vegh, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a local realtor that specializes in relocation in Nashville. If my anger over some of Nashville's legitimate problems doesn't rule out Nashville for you, and you're still considering a move here, my team and I will be happy to help you make a smooth move to Nashville. Shoot me a call, text, or email, and I'll be sure to help you find and buy that perfect home here. And my contact info is down in the description. Now, let's get real personal, because the first thing that makes me angry about Nashville might be something that some people here love, or at least love to do, and that's tourism. This problem is a contributing factor in two other anger-provoking issues I have with Nashville, so I figured it was appropriate to start here. Now, to be clear, I have no problems with tourists. Sometimes I am one. This is more of a shake your fist at the sky type of complaint, preferring that we didn't have to deal with the downsides of Nashville attracting so many people from out of town. Sometimes we have so many tourists in town that walking down Broadway can be both exhausting and claustrophobic, which also makes every venue and restaurant in downtown just feel overcrowded. Tourists everywhere can also make driving a hassle, but I'll get to that later. Overall, I'm grateful to live in a city that has such attractive qualities, but I will admit that sometimes my anger gets the best of me when it comes to Nashville tourism. Something else that all this tourism contributes to is the tall and skinnies, which have become a prominent type of home here in Nashville. If you've never heard of them, they are a type of home that are shaped exactly as named and capitalize on vertical rather than horizontal space to fit more homes in a given area. Due to changes in Nashville zoning laws, these properties were allowed to be built as duplexes, allowing for 2 homes on a small lot and cramming even more homes into Nashville. Why do they make me angry? Well, honestly, I don't like the look of them, I don't like the feel of them, and I don't like how they get crowded together. But beyond that, these properties are generally always being purchased by investors who are using them as Airbnbs, and this causes some areas of Nashville to be highly occupied by short-term renters. That part is not my biggest concern per se, though I know a lot of people here that hate it. For me, it's about how they look and what they represent. I made a video here on the channel about 15 things I love in Nashville, and the architecture here was one of them. But the tall and skinnies threaten to cancel out that love, so I'm hoping they don't overrun Nashville. Speaking of being overrun, let's talk about parking here in Nashville. Yet again, this is a problem exacerbated by the tourism here. As Nashville's population and popularity has grown, it has become harder and harder to find good parking in the city. If you're gonna go see a show at the Ryman, you're not just planning for time off and what tickets you want, you're planning how, where, and when to park if you're going there in your own car. Some people will just take an Uber or Lyft into the city to avoid the hassle, and I don't blame them. If I was in one of those versions of hell you see in so many movies and cartoons that are customized to the person, it might be me circling a parking lot or a downtown city looking for parking. Looking for parking just drives me nuts, especially if parking issues might cause me to be late to a planned event. And the likelihood of that happening here is higher than I would like to deal with. And not to rain on your parade, but some of Nashville's popular suburbs also have parking issues, such as Franklin, so it's an ever-growing problem. Speaking of rain, that's another one of Nashville's problems that can turn this pleasant fellow into an irate homebody. Some people love the rain. Its relaxing sounds and the way the summer air feels and smells after a serene shower. I'm the guy who's just angry he had to cancel his outdoor plans again. Nashville's not the rainiest city in America or anything, but it's up there as it really does rain here a lot. In fact, as I've mentioned several times here on this channel, we get even more rain than Seattle, Washington here annually. On top of that, rainstorms here can be quite unpredictable. So you need to be flexible with your plans if rainy weather would interrupt them, and well, the upside of having plenty of rain is that we do have an abundance of natural beauty here in Nashville. But that fact doesn't do much to console me when I'm cursing out the storm clouds that interrupted my plans again. Now, I've already mentioned parking issues, but what definitely trumps that problem is Nashville's traffic. And it is the perfect time for me to talk about this because on my way to the office this morning to film this video, I was stuck in a 1-hour pileup that should have been 25 minutes. Whether it's in Nashville proper, which is definitely where traffic is the worst, or in the surrounding metro area, traffic in Nashville has been known to cause some serious road rage, and I'm embarrassed to admit that I'm no exception to that. This rage can be amplified when you see certain areas of the Nashville metro continuing to build new homes. Like in the city of Spring Hill where I live, when the roads haven't been properly expanded to handle our ever-growing population. Going back to where I started this video, the residents of Nashville trying to commute to work aren't the only ones clogging the roads, as we share our streets with so many tourists who want to experience Music City. Nashville traffic isn't as bad as Atlanta or LA, but it's definitely the worst in Tennessee, and sometimes I have to laugh about it to keep my blood pressure down. Now for that bonus detail I promised. This one is on here not because it triggers my rage, but that it bothers me more frequently than most everything I've mentioned here. And that's Nashville's, or more accurately, Tennessee's sales tax. If you're someone like me that's just highly aware of spending and or your brain likes paying attention to numbers, there's something that can be so irksome when you see the after-tax total on a purchase here. Nashville's sales tax currently sits at 9.25%, tying it for the lowest in the state, but also making it one of the highest sales tax rates in the US. Logically, I know that Tennessee's other tax advantages can more than make up for this inconvenience. The daily reminder of your purchases here being more expensive than you often expect can overshadow that. I don't have high hopes that some of these issues will ever stop making me angry entirely, but regardless, I do love living in Nashville, and I left out some important information that you will need if you're thinking about making a move here. So check out this video to see what is lovable about Nashville. If today's video was helpful to you, I'd be grateful if you hit that like button so I know to keep making content like this for you. Or comment down below and I'd love to take your requests. Reach out if I can help you make a move, and until next time, I certainly hope to Tennessee you soon.